Yo, what's good with y'all? In today's video, I got the how to make a basic block slash parrying sword combat system. Just the updated version of the video I made almost a year ago and stuff. Been going through the old combat videos and updating them. So yeah, had to hit you guys with this. So yeah, thank you guys for all the love and support you guys have been showing on the channel. Really do appreciate it. We are halfway to 8,000 subscribers. So you already know it's gonna be the goal for April and stuff. Gonna be at 10,000 by the summer. But anyway, let's go ahead and let's get straight into the video. Okay, so first things first, let's go ahead and insert a remote event into replicated storage. We're going to rename this remote event to combat event, right? Then we're going to go ahead and we're going to need a sword, right? So let's, you get a sword whatever way you want. I am going to get the classic sword from Roblox. I'm just going to pull this sword in, boom. If you watch my old videos, you guys have seen that I always do this. So I'm just going to get the classic sword, right? And then I'm going to delete the two scripts in there, or actually better yet, we can save ourselves some time actually. So here's what you want to do, right? All you really need is the handle and the local script. So you want to move the source script to the server side, right? Then we can open up the local script. You guys want to delete all of the code. I just want to make that clear. Delete all of the code, because I know some people will be a little confused. So you just want to delete all the code. It might honestly just be easier to insert a new server script, but it's up to you guys. But yeah, so just clear all the code out and boom, right? So I'll get to the server side in a second, so just ignore all the animations. So we have our classic sword, right? We have our local script. Let's open that script up. Let me go ahead and rename this script to combat, it's a capital O, combat script, and then in parentheses let me put local, right? So then at the top of the local script, I'm going to create a couple variables. First, let me get my services. So I'm going to say local UIS is equal to game get service user input service. Then let me get the tool, which is the script. The local script should be parented to the tool. I'm going to say local tool is equal to script that parent. Then let me get the combat remote event. So local combat event is equal to game that replicated storage wait for child combat event. Then let me get the local player. So I'm going to say local player is equal to game.players.local player. Then I'm going to get the attack number. I'm going to say local attack number is equal to 1. This is for, basically an M1 system. It goes left slash, right slash, right? Then I'm going to set up 3 different functions. First will be the tool.activated. Tool.activated pretty much when you click your left mouse button while having the sword equipped. So pretty much a player is trying to attack people with the sword. So they're trying to slash somebody, I should say. So tool.activated connect function, close parentheses, enter. You're gonna say if player.character.sword status.value is equal to just regular blank quotation marks. That means their source stat is equal to nothing, which means that the player is they're able to attack. They're not blocking, they're not already attacking, or not getting parried or anything, or stunned or whatever, right? Then enter. So don't worry, we also check this on the server side as well. So even if I don't know, an exploiter was to get around this and stuff, they wouldn't actually be able to attack. It would just change the attack number, which would mean they would jump from left slash again to left slash again, but that's not really an issue. So I'm gonna say attack number is equal to 2, right? Then I'm gonna fire the remote event. So combat event fire server, and then in quotation marks, you're going to put the name of the event. So normally, we do M1, so let's just do that, but then let's add a S. So sword M1, so SM1, then put a comma, and then of course you're gonna send over the type of slash, type of attack, I should say. You can say left slash, then of course you're gonna do the same thing, else copy and paste all of this, Control C, Control V, boom, and then you're just going to change. Wait. Oh, I'm stupid. Sorry. Wait, I'm stupid. Hold on, my fault. Okay, hold on. I forgot. I'm actually there's supposed to be another if statement here. Okay, so this is supposed to be like this. If attack number is equal to 1, right? Enter. And then copy and paste this, the first thing we did. Okay, my bad. That is my bad. So let's do it like this, right? Then now we go over here, do else, then copy and paste that. Okay. I forgot. Control C, Control V, boom. Then we change this to 2, change this to 1, pretty much just reverse the numbers, go down here, leave SM1, change this from left slash to right slash. So right slash, right? Then we can move on to our second function. I'm going to say UIS.input began connect to function, in parentheses put input comma process. This is how we're going to check for if this is how players are going to be able to block, right? So we're going to say if input dot user input type is equal to enum dot user input type dot mouse button 2, right, or whatever your block button is, and processed is equal to false, or and oh sorry, and let's do and not processed, which pretty much means the player is not typing in chat while like using the mouse button, right? And one last check, player dot character. Here's we're gonna have the source status thing, but we're just gonna check to see if they have the tool. So tool dot name, right? Enter. This is so that we can ensure that like, okay, the player is trying to block. Like we are sure that they're trying to block, because a person could just be walking around pressing the right mouse button and they don't even have the sword equipped. This is so that we can check that they do. Once it's passed all those checks, we're going to fire the remote event, combat event, fire server. In quotation marks, we're going to put block, right? Then we can really copy and paste this to save us some time. Control C, skip a line, Control V. You want to change this to input ended, right? Then all of this remains the same except for this last part. So you can remove the find first child part because you already know the player has the sword equipped. So we're going to say dot sword status dot value is equal to blocking. This pretty much means if I press the right mouse button, right, and I have the sword equipped, this function is gonna fire. So I'm gonna start blocking. Now once I release the right mouse button, and since my status will be equal to blocking, this function is gonna be triggered. It's going to trigger the same event, but it's gonna be handled differently on the server side. It's going to stop me from blocking and stuff once I let go of the right mouse button. So yeah, just like that, we are done with the local script. Let's move on to the server script. So we are going to head over to server script service, open up the sword script, rename this to combat script, in parentheses you're going to put server, right? Then as you can see with all the animations, we're gonna need to throw all our animations in there. You can get your animations from the toolbox if you don't already have your own. You guys have to use your own animation IDs, you can't use mine. So simply just insert an animation, boom, rename it, and then throw your animation ID in there. So as you guys can see, I have my left slash, right slash, block, which is the player's blocking, and then parry, which that is what happens to like, so say if I try to go attack another NPC or a player that was currently blocking, then the parried animation will play on me and stuff. Like it would show me like, like I'd be kind of stunned for a second, I guess you could say. So now let's go ahead and start setting up stuff for the server scripts. We only need 2 variables outside of the functions. First thing first, we're going to get the sound service. Of course, you guys need your sound effects. As you guys can see in sound service, I have my sword hit, which is, when I make contact with NPC or a player. Sword slash is just me swinging the sword, and sword parry is like a clanking sound. So I know like, okay, I hit the player's sword rather than hitting them. So once again, you guys can get all this stuff from Toolbox if you don't already have it. So I'm gonna say local ss is equal to game get service sound service. Then I'm going to get the combat event. Let's save ourselves some time real quick. If I scroll to the top, then just highlight this, Control C, Control V, boom. Let's get started with the first function. I'm gonna say game.players.player added connect function. In parentheses, we're going to put PLR short for player. Into you're then going to say player.character added connect function. Then in parentheses, you're going to put character. Enter. So we need to create the sword status. That's how we keep track of what the player is currently doing involving the sword, and we need to create a hitbox for combat and stuff. But I'm not going to create a hitbox on both my player. I'm not going to create a hitbox on both my player and the NPC, just for my player and stuff, right? So first thing first, let's create the sword status value. So we're going to say local sword status is equal to instance.new is going to be a string value. Then you're going to parent this to the player's character, so it resets every time they die. So we're going to say sword status dot name is of course equal to sword status. Then for the value, it's going to be equal to just blank quotation marks. Then let's skip a line. Let's begin creating the hitbox. So I'm going to say local hitbox is equal to instance.new in quotation marks. We're going to put part to parent this to the player's characters, humanoid root part, right? Then let's set some properties. We're going to say I'm going to say hitbox dot name is equal to in quotation marks hitbox, right? Then I'm going to say hitbox.anchored is equal to false. Hitbox dot what's next to it? Oh yeah, massless. Massless is equal to true. Hitbox.canCollide is equal to false. hitbox.transparency is equal to 1 unless you're trying to test it. If you want to test to see, to make sure the hitbox is on your player correctly, then you can set it to like 0.5. Then hitbox.size is equal to vector3.new, and then in parentheses you're going to put 5 comma 6 comma 5.5, right? Then we're going to set the color. Hitbox.color is equal to color3.new. I'm going to go with red, so 1 comma 0 comma 0. And lastly, I'm going to set the C frame. So hitbox pivot 2 character.humanoid root part.c frame. Right, then we're gonna weld it to the player's humanoid root part. Right, so we're gonna say local, or the character's humanoid root part. So we're gonna say local weld constraint is equal to instance.new. In quotation marks, put weld constraint. Parent this to the hitbox. Then you're gonna say weld constraint dot part 0 is equal to hitbox, and then weld constraint dot part 1 is equal to character dot humanoid root part. Boom! Just like that, guys, we have set up the humanoid root part. Let's go ahead and move on to the second function. Okay, so let me just, okay, I'm good. So moving on to the second function, we're going to say combat event that on server events connect function. Then in parentheses, you're going to put PLR for player, comma, event type. Then we also need, we're sending over an argument. So we're going to say arg1 for argument. Enter, then of course, first thing first, get the player's character. Local character is equal to player.character. Let's set up the if statements to handle the different events. I'm going to say if event type is equal to, in quotation marks, SM1, sword M1s. And character.sword status, that value is equal to, in quotation marks, just blank, nothing. So because obviously we don't want a player to attack, then attack, boom, attack. You know, like it has to be like a type of delay and stuff, right? So they can't just like sit there and spam, you know. Plus we don't want it to, like, if they're blocking, they can just turn around and just, you know, hit somebody with a sword. Then we're going to change we're going to update their sword status. I'm going to say character dot sword status dot value is equal to, in quotation marks. And now that I think about it, probably would be nice to make a variable to handle the sword status value. That would probably, yeah, that way it makes sense. But anyway, so I'm going to set this to attacking, right? Then I'm going to set up the animation track if you guys have animations, which I would hope you would. We're going to say local AT, short for animation track, is equal to character. This is actually the first video I'm going to do this. I recently found out that loading animations onto the humanoid is actually, I don't know if it's a recent thing, but I'm pretty sure it is recent. It's recently been deprecated. So instead of doing humanoid load animation like we normally would, we're going to do humanoid.animator load animation. Now, for any of my old scripts that you guys use humanoid load animation, it'll still work. That's just deprecated and stuff. So maybe sometime in the future it may not work anymore. So this is just the new way that Roblox wants you to do it. They want you to access the animator, which is inside of the humanoid. So it's just an extra step, really. So we're going to say load animation, right? And then remember, we parented all of our animations to the script. I mean, yeah, it's the script. So we're going to say script regular bracket arg1, and then it should be able to find it, right? Oh, well, I'm sorry, arg1 dot quotation marks animation, of course, right? So my name is important. Then you're going to say AT. We're going to play the animation track. Then we're also going to play the sound. So ss dot sword slash sound play, right? Then we're going to set up the ray casting. So then we can you know, see if we're able to damage the player if the player is blocking. So I'm going to say local start position, and set up a start position is equal to character dot humanoid root part dot position, right? Then I'm going to say local direction is equal to character dot humanoid root part. I just realized I made a mistake. Humanoid root part dot hitbox dot c frame dot look vector. Sorry guys, I made a mistake. So you want to go here and then you want to add the hitbox. You want to say hitbox dot position, not the human root part, the hitbox position, right? And moving on, we're going to set up the raycast params. Local raycast params is equal to raycast params dot new. Then I'm going to say raycast params filter type is equal to enum dot raycast filter type dot exclude. Then raycast params dot filter descendant instances is equal to special brackets. You're going to, of course, say character get to descendants, right? Then we're going to cast array. We're going to say local ray is equal to workspace ray cast. Throw your start position for the origin, then your direction, and then lastly your raycast params. Then we're going to set the if statement stuff. We're going to say if ray, so if the ray was casted correctly, and ray.instance, which means it made contact with an instance, and ray.instance.parent find first child parentheses, quotation marks, humanoid. So it's either an NPC or a player. So you guys can test this on NPC as well. Insert, then you're gonna set up a variable for the enemy character. Local enemy character is equal to array.instance.parent, right? I'm then gonna say enemy character dot humanoid dot health is less than or equal to 5, but you can set it to whatever damage, however much damage you want to do, right? Or actually, hold on, sorry. We're actually gonna save that. We're saving that. We need to actually set up another if statement here. I'm used to doing it where it's just blatant, you just do damage and stuff. So now, when the player, once the player, they're in range of an enemy, we need to then check to see if that player or NPC is currently blocking, right? The way we do this is I'm gonna say if enemy character dot sword status dot value is equal to in quotation marks blocking, right? Which means our enemy is blocking, right? Then we're gonna set their sword status, back to regular. Sword status dot value is equal to just regular. I didn't necessarily include this, but if you wanted to do it like this and stuff, right? You could also make it so that the character sword status is set to like parried or something, right? Yeah, you could set it to like parried just in case, because I'm not. Yeah, actually, let me do it like that. Because I think that a player might be able to attack while they're being parried. Yeah, so let's do it like this. Let's do character.sword status as well. That value is equal to parried, right? Or stunned, whatever you wanna. Yeah, parried or stunned, whatever you wanna call it, right? Then I'm gonna say ss dot. Then we're gonna get our sword parry sound. We're gonna play that. Then I'm going to stop the animation if it's still playing. This is the original attack animation, so I'm going to copy and paste that. Control C, Control V. You want to throw a 2 at the name, at the end there, boom. Then we're going to change this, so we're going to get the parry animation. So parried animation, and we're playing this on the character, not the enemy character. Then we're going to set up an else, right? So we're going to say, what just happened? So I'm going to set up there's an error. Oh, what is going on? Oh, so then I'm gonna go here and I'm something else, right? So pretty much this means that the player or NPC is not blocking, so we can damage them. So now we do the enemy character that humanoid dot health is less than equal 5, and then we do the ss dot sword hit play, right? And here's an optional thing. Say if like you wanted, I know in some games where like if you parry an attack, the person who tries to attack you will actually take some damage. You could damage the character if you wanted to here. Like you could damage them a little bit since they got parried. It's up to you guys if you want to do that. So then I'm gonna skip 2 ends, right? And then I'm gonna say at got ended. So at got ended. Here's why it's important as well. So connect function, close parentheses, enter. So we're resetting the character source status back to just regular, just nothing and stuff. But so this means if I stopped it here, the player could potentially attack again. Here's why it's essential to. Oh, actually, now that I think about it, okay, yeah, hold on. Let's actually do it like this. Control C. So copy that and actually paste that above the animation, above the second animation tracking right under here. I just realized once I stop this animation, it's going to trigger this function, which is going to reset it back to normal. So yeah, so we're going to set it like this, right? And then after, let's have a delay. So I'm gonna do delay. I don't want to use a past out wait with this because I don't want it to I don't think it'd be that big of an issue, but I like delays. Delays just, they make me feel better. So by the time the second animation track, I guess by the time like the period animation is over, actually, yeah, we can set up like that. We can just set up like that, yeah. A2.ended connect functions, the same thing we set up there. And then boom, we'll just set the characters back to normal. So Control C, Control V. We'll just set them back to normal once the period animation is done. Okay, boom, just like that, guys, we are done with the first function. But keep in mind, all we were doing was setting up M1 as well as like the code that handles whenever a player is blocking and parrying and all that stuff. We actually have to make it so that a player, like blocks and they can stop blocking. So you want to click the arrow, then do else if down here. I'm gonna say else if event type is equal to in quotation marks block. That's the name of the event, and in parentheses you're gonna say character sword status that value is equal to either nothing or character dot sword status, because there's 2 ways that we want this to go. It is equal to blocking, because this function we only want this function to run if a player is trying to block or if they want to stop blocking, right? So then we're gonna use a couple if statements. We're gonna say if character this, but you guys have no idea how long it took me to just figure this whole thing out. Anyway, we're gonna say if character dot sword status dot value is equal to quotation marks enter, right? And then here I'm gonna set their source status to blocking. So source status dot value is equal to quotation marks blocking, right? Then I'm going to set up the animation track. So let me go copy and paste once again. Control C, Control V. We don't really need to. I mean, you could put AT3 if you wanted, but you don't really need to since this is literally a whole new event. So we can't even reference anything up here. At least I don't think so. Yeah, we can't reference anything up there. So here we would actually do the same thing we did the first time. So we would put regular brackets, and this time you would actually do event type. So it's a little different actually. And you'd put the animation thing, right? So we're gonna play the block animation. So then after we do that, we're gonna set up the update function. I've never done this before. This is the first time I've ever done this. So I'm gonna say local update function, right? We're gonna create a variable for the function. I didn't even realize you could do this, and I'm like, dang, that would have been so useful. I didn't even know. And you could do that. I'm gonna say update function is equal to, then of course I'm gonna set up the function, right? Is equal to character dot sword status dot value dot changed connect function close parentheses, and then inside the parentheses you're gonna put new status, right? Then enter, and then you're gonna say if new status is nil equal to blocking, so if it's anything that's not blocking, right? Then you're gonna stop the animation so we can. This is what really messed me up. Where it took forever, right? And then you're gonna disconnect the function. Now the reason you're gonna disconnect this function is so that, right? So say if the player stops blocking, right? But then the value changes again, right? It's gonna trigger this function even though the player might try to attack and it'll trigger this function. Nothing would really happen since this is the old animation track, but we still just don't want this function running for no reason and stuff. It's just a waste of resources and stuff, right? Plus, just don't want to take a chance. So then I'm gonna go here, right up here. Let me delete that space. So I'm gonna go click the drop down arrow, then enter. I'm gonna say else if character dot sword status dot value. This is the last part, guys. Quotation marks blocking. Enter. All we're gonna say simply is let me go find it. This Control C, Control V. Clear it out, boom, and then that's it. We're just setting the status back to regular, right? Back to the doing nothing. Whew, it took a little while, but we were done. Let's go ahead and test to make this works. As always, if you guys want access to any one of my scripts or models, you guys can become either a channel member or a Discord subscriber. Link to either one of those options can be found in the description and stuff. So let's go ahead. Let's insert our. Oh, that's tough. Y'all see that? They did just update it. Yo, that's tough. So instead of it just kind of teleporting to it, it smoothly rotates. That is nice. Okay, anyway. Okay, so all you need to do to test, you want to insert a string value, right? You're essentially just creating your own source status. So, actually, not thinking about it. Wait, no animation play on there, so it wouldn't matter. So we're just gonna rename this to sword status, and then to test, I guess first let's test. Actually, no. So let's set the value first to blocking. So we'll test to make sure that parrying works, right? So I should get the parried animation played on me. No damage should befall the NPC, right? Let's watch my status, my sword status. Okay, so if as you can see, I can swing, attacking. You guys hear the sounds. Let me turn it up a little more so you guys could hear. There we go. Attacking. So if I walk up to the NPC, attacking. Oh, I might not be close enough. Okay. What is going on? Confused. And the next no with connect. I wasn't even trying to test blocking, but hold on. Let me see. What is wrong with the block? Attempt to make nil with connect. Nil with connect. Wait. Did I do this one? Oh, sorry. Take out the value. Take out the value. Instead, take out the value. Not that. You just, I forgot. You have to get the original. Yeah, okay, there we go. So I just fixed the issue with blocking, but I'm trying to figure out what is the problem with the thing. Let me see. If, I don't like this. I don't like this at all. Let me see. Okay, so if ray.instance dot parent, for child, humanoid, If enemy characters versus values, you can. Okay. I just fixed an issue with blocking. Let me see. Okay, let me just test to make sure blocking is working first, and then because blocking is actually easier to test. So if I find my sword status value, so you guys saw it updated with attacking. So if I hold the right mouse button, you guys see I'm blocking now. I'm gonna release the mouse button now. There we go. The animation stopped and the blocking status changed. Very nice, and I can attack regularly. Nice. Okay. So now to test what's going on here. So for some odd reason, oh, I guess it just wasn't close enough. Oh, never mind. Okay. So as you guys can see, the parry. Wait, I just realized. Oh wait. I know what it is. I forgot. I forget this every single video. Okay, guys, we need a multiplier. So times you can do 3. I recommend a range of like 3 to 6, something there. I'll go with 5. I keep forgetting this every time. Okay, there we go. Now if I try it, there we go. There we go. It worked. But now if I now I can do damage. There we go. Okay, there we go. All right, so as you guys can see, it works and stuff. I hope you guys enjoyed this updated version and stuff. If you guys want more, sword combat tutorials, just let me know. Show this video lots of love. Leave a like, subscribe if you're new. Thank you guys for watching. All the love and support I'm showing on my channel. Really do appreciate it. I'll see you guys in the next video.